Once upon a time, at the edge of a small town, there was a cursed forest that no one dared to enter. The children of the town often spoke of the strange noises that came from the forest at night and the people who had vanished there. One day, a group of brave and curious children decided to uncover the secret of this forest. The group consisted of Jack, Emily, Ben, and Sarah. After school, they met up and made their plan. They would enter the forest after sunset and stay until midnight. As the sun set, the children, with flashlights in hand, ventured into the dark paths of the forest. The deeper they went, the more eerie the silence became. Only the sound of the wind rustling through the tree branches could be heard. Suddenly, an owl hooted, and the children jumped in fright. Jack reassured them, "Don't worry, it's just an owl." But as they ventured further into the forest, strange things began to happen. Odd shadows moved among the trees. Emily whispered, "Did you see that?" Ben and Sarah looked around in fear, but the shadows had already disappeared. After a while, they came across an old, abandoned cabin. The door was ajar, and a faint light was coming from inside. The children looked at each other and decided to enter. Inside the cabin, they saw old photographs and strange symbols on the walls. On a dusty table lay a diary. Jack opened it and began to read. The diary told the story of a man who had disappeared in the forest many years ago. He wrote about seeing a creature in the depths of the forest and pursuing it. On the last page, he had written, "If you are reading this, run while you still can. The creature is real and it's after me." Just then they heard a rustling sound outside the cabin. The children panicked, closed the diary, and turned off their flashlights. They waited in silence, hearts pounding with fear. The rustling grew closer and finally stopped at the door. The door slowly began to open, plunging the room into darkness. Suddenly, a huge, dark figure appeared in the doorway. The children screamed and bolted out of the cabin, running through the dark paths of the forest. They dared not look back, just ran as fast as they could. They ran until they were out of breath and finally reached the lights of the town. Stopping to catch their breath and look back, the dark figure was not following them. The children had uncovered the secret of the forest, but they vowed never to return there again. No one in the town believed their story, but they were the only ones who knew the truth about the cursed forest.